So you want to start a podcast, huh? Well, you've come to the right place. Sit tight. We'll talk about it.
Shut up. 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 Shut up.
I believe there is no sun today. I believe there is no sun. Miles away from where I live today. I can't see no sun.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I feel alive. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I know that I'm shut up.
So you want to start a podcast, huh? Fantastic, then. Let's talk about it. Podcasting is all over the place, and not nearly at its peak yet, with roughly 750,000 podcasts currently available, and less than a third of those podcasts actually active at the moment. This is according to statistics I heard recently on The Feed, the official podcast of Libsyn, with 750,000 podcasts out there and some 200,000 plus of them active. There is still a lot of room to grow. And now is as good a time as any to get in. I know some of you have probably heard everybody's got a podcast. It might feel that way, but it's not true. And in either event, one of the beautiful things about podcasting is you get to create your own content, you get to be your own boss, and you get to put together the kind of show you want to do. If you're like me, you've been listening to radio and watching TV for many, many years, and I'm sure there have been occasions when you've thought to yourself, gee, I could do that, or I'd like to do that, or here's how I would do that, here's what I'd change, here's how I'd say it. This is the kind of format I'd use, the way I'd speak, the way I'd look. Well, good news for some of us, people don't have to see you when you're behind the microphone. But you get the drift and you smell what the rock is cooking, if you know what I mean. So if you think you're interested in podcasting, let's take a moment to talk about why. Maybe we just covered it. Why are you interested in podcasting? Do you want to be famous? Do you have an ego to stroke? Do you have something important to say? Do you have something you want to share? Is there something you know how to do well? Is there a community you want to reach? Is there a product you want to sell? A service you want to offer? Let's break this down, because goals are important. You can hear all about goals on Mind the Gap, Awakening with Stephanie Filardi, also available on Apple Podcasts. Goals are important, but I'm not always a great goal setter. So let's chunk it down for a moment, if you will. What is your first superficial goal? Okay? You're listening to this podcast. You listen to music, I assume. You listen to audiobooks, maybe, but certainly music. And you've certainly watched TV shows or movies, okay? What is it that makes you want to sit down and do what I'm doing right now? Regardless of where I'm at in my podcasting and voiceover career, you're listening to me right now, and that's an honor. Don't get me wrong. Ooh, ooh, ooh. If you can hear the sound of that fire horn right now, then we are one. But seriously, what makes you want to sit down with a microphone and record yourself talking over the elements? And do you know how to? But we'll get to that. Okay, so what is your first superficial goal? Do you want to have some fun? Do you want to be able to hear yourself on the internet and brag about it? Or do you want to grow a program? Do you want to grow a show? Do you want to grow a following? Do you have something to share or sell? All of these are valid reasons to start a podcast. All of these are completely acceptable reasons to be interested. Okay, no, this is a no judgment zone, okay? Think about it. Think about it. Maybe jot it down, right? We do enough thinking. And again, I'm not going to be a goals guy and a grab your pen and notebook kind of guy, but it might be helpful at times. Okay, I'm going to suggest things that I am willing to do myself, even if not perfectly. So, jot it down, or grab your device and leave yourself a little voice memo. How about that, right? Our phones and our iPads and our tablets all have voice memo recorders nowadays, right? And why not practice? Because you've also got to get used to hearing your own voice. What is the first thing that comes to mind when I ask you, why do you want to do a podcast? Just go for it. Put it down, okay? And we'll revisit it. And it can be anything. Don't worry. And you don't have to share that with anybody, but you certainly can share it with me if you like. So that's where we're going to begin today. We're going to begin with your original intent, the original idea behind why you want to do what I'm doing right now. We'll get to how to do it and what kind of equipment you need, and sound and mic placement and guests. We'll get to all of that stuff. If you've listened to Thursday the 12th before, you know what I know already. And that's simply that if I can do a podcast, you can too. Now, Thursday the 12th is a fun show. But my other podcast at the moment, Mind the Gap with Stephanie Filardi, is an educational, motivational program with a very specific audience in mind. Ms. Filardi has a lot of training and a lot of background in the wellness industry. Wellness and meditation and nutrition and skincare, right? So Stephanie Filardi has a lot to share, and she knows who she wants to share it with. So when we work on Mind the Gap, we have a very specific audience of one in mind. And the audience of one is a concept we will return to, and a concept introduced to me originally by the folks at vo2gogo.com, now voheroes.com, where I began my voiceover training. So Stephanie has a niche, if you will. Thursday the 12th is still defining its niche. So in the meantime, we have a lot of fun and try to reach whoever we can and hope that someone else is laughing along with us while watching our audience slowly grow. You know, our listens grow and our subscribers grow, and the Facebook group becomes a little bit more interactive. Stephanie has a mailing list in place and an existing clientele built into the Bronxville Wellness Sanctuary in Bronxville, New York. Here comes the fire truck. So some of these things I can edit out, and some of them I'm going to leave alone, right? Because this is real life. And I'm not recording for NPR. I'm not recording for, an Audie award right now. I'm talking to you. And it dawned on me today that I've been wanting to share my experiences with creating this podcast and teaching myself how to do it. I've been wanting to share this for a while. So we're going to start today. And I've already mentioned a bunch of phrases and words and concepts we're going to get back to. But your homework for now is simply to jot down why you want to do this. There's nothing too silly. You think you're going to get girls? Think you're going to make sponsorship money? Think you're going to get famous? Book more acting work? Think it's a good way to support a business you just started? Hit a plateau with your business and want to reach a new audience? Like the sound of your voice? Like to be in front of a camera? Were you the class clown? Are you an egomaniac? Do you need a hobby? Do you have related hobbies? It's all good, and I want to know. I want to hear what you got. So contact me at Thursday the 12th podcast at gmail.com. That's Thursday the 12th, Thursday, THE12TH, podcast. If you don't know how to spell it, you're listening to the wrong show. Thursday the 12th podcast at gmail.com. My name is Rich Masadi. You know that, 1S, 2 T's. Share your thoughts with me, and I'll get the next episode up as quickly as possible. We might discuss some of your ideas. We might discuss some of your goals. We might discuss some of the answers you're jotting down right now. But I hope you'll tune back in, and I'll try to get these up as often and quickly as possible and present them in little chunks. Nothing overwhelming, and hopefully nothing too dragged out or drawn out. Boy, they are determined to ruin this series before I even launch it. In any event, I can edit some of that stuff out, right? But I'm not gonna. Or certainly not gonna sweat it. What matters to me is that you can hear my voice right now, and that I can help you be in the same position, to have others hear yours. If you're just looking to be a goofball, that's okay too. But if you wish to launch and sustain a serious show or program, a serious podcast with legs, your path might differ a little bit. And I'm hopefully going to be able to show you how to do it all. And I don't mean do it all, because I am no expert. But I'm going to be able to show you how to present a viable podcast that sometimes is about nothing more than having fun, and other times has more to say. And I hope you'll come back. Thanks for listening. Again, my name is Rich Masadi. That's 1S, 2 T's. You can email me at Thursday the 12th podcast at gmail.com. I look forward to your feedback and to hearing your ideas. We'll take next steps next time. Until then, if you can hear the sound of my voice right now, then you're listening to a podcast. And if you can hear the sound of my voice right now, I figured out how to do that. But more importantly, if you can hear the sound of my voice right now, then in some way, on some level, across these radio waves and frequencies, we are one.